Alright, today I'm going to build a couple of decks for my crate challenge. We're going to do 5 games of each. We're going to build a Mammoth Tank deck and a Tick Tank Jade deck. And I'll probably talk a little bit about my deck building here as well. So if you're not interested in that, you can just skip ahead. But I will be discussing my why I'm putting specific units in. So first of all, we have Mammoth Tank is the unit we have to play. Generally speaking, what I do is build my deck and then decide what commander makes the most sense for it. But with Mammoth Tank, you basically have to play Jackson. We don't necessarily. I mean, no, we kind of have to. Like, ever since it got the speed reduced, and they never fixed it, so it has slower speed than it's supposed to, it basically doesn't move without Jackson, so you kind of have to play Jackson. So, in terms of a Mammoth Tank deck, we obviously want to get to Mammoth Tank, which means we need to go Double Harvester. Our options for Double Harv are either to lean into Double Harvester and play expensive units that you spam, such as Borka, and try and get there, although this slows down your Mammoth Tank quite a lot. Or the other option is to play really cheap units and hope that you can just hold off the enemy for like 1.5 missiles before you can get your Mammoth Tank out. Which is quite tricky to do because honestly, like, if you don't win one of the first 2 missiles, you probably don't win the game. So I think the best way to do it is to build a deck that can win first missile on 4 or 5 units, and then just go Double Harv and try and get to your Mammoth Tank. The best things to do with GDI at the moment are pretty much like Razorback and Sniper. Sniper, I think, makes slightly more sense, because if you do Razorback and your opponent has a slingshot, you just lose. Whereas if you do Sniper, I guess it's really hard to beat Razorback, but it's not like an auto lose to Razorback. So Sniper is also generally quite good for saving money, because you tend to make one Sniper squad and not lose it, is the idea. Although you do end up throwing away a lot of blockers with Snipers to keep the Snipers around. I also think Orca is a very good unit to play with Mammoth Tank, also good with Double Harvester because it's expensive and powerful. So we're probably going to do Orca. We're probably going to do Sniper. If we're having Snipers, we probably need Dogs. So we're already looking at a 4-building deck. We have Snipers, we need Pitbull as well. At this point, you can play pretty much whatever you want as your last unit. And obviously, the obvious inclusion is Missile Trooper. So you've got Pitbull as just your generic anti-infantry and covers Sniper. You've got Dogs for an opening unit. You've got Orca as your primary anti-vehicle. You've got Sniper as your primary anti-infantry. And then you've got Missiles, which are a good complement with Sniper and also a good complement with Mammoth Tank, because they're cheap and very powerful. So you want to make missiles after... They protect Mammoth Tank and they protect Sniper very well. So this kind of is a very basic build. It is expensive with the multiple buildings, and what it does really lack is a heavy anti-air unit. You really just have missiles and pitbulls for anti-air. So you're not guaranteed to win with your Mammoth Tank. Most Mammoth Tank decks would have something like a Hammerhead, so that once you have Mammoth plus Hammerhead, you can't lose to anything, really. But the problem with that is then you have 2 units that are essentially dead until you get to the late game, because the Hammerhead is so expensive. You can't really use it that effectively early on. So anyway, as I said, Commander basically has to be Jackson. If the Mammoth Tank was not bugged, and I'm going to say bug at this point, I think it's because, like, they set the speed to the wrong number and have not changed it. So at this point, I think a bug is not really a bug, but it is in unintended balance change. So yeah, you basically have to play Jackson. If this thing was as fast as it was supposed to be, which is still pretty slow, but not like comically slow, you can maybe play Liang and then have an indestructible Mammoth Tank. But it's not, so you can't. So you have to play Jackson. Alright, and then for our second deck, we're going to be doing... We have Jade and Tick Tank as our core units we have to play. So we've got Jade and we've got Tick Tank. Generally speaking... Oh, that's a Chuggy. Generally speaking, Chem Warriors are much better with Jade. But I think Jade is actually okay at the moment just as use Jade on a slow-moving unit, and you don't need a Cloud necessarily for Jade. I also think that Chem Warrior, not an amazing combo with Tick Tank. I think one thing you can do... Chuggy is a much better complement to Tick Tank, and another thing you can do is you can go Double Harvester and just make like infinite Chuggies and Tick Tanks, and that kills a lot of things. It's very hard to deal with that. What else do we need? So we need an opening unit of some kind. It makes most sense to play Rifleman with Chuggy. Although wheels are very good with Tick Tank, because with a Tick Tank deck, you basically just want to get your Tick Tank out as soon as possible. And you want to just keep making Tick Tanks. You want to go like fast Tick Tank and then just keep making Tick Tanks. So I could play Bikes. And just have like a War Factory opening. However, this is very weak to Mutant Marauder and Gren. And also, it's quite tricky to play this against just Laser. Like, even Laser's pretty efficient against this these two units. So I can put in like a Flame Troop or a Militant to have something that 1v1s those units. However, then we don't have room for Laser, which might be okay. As a Nod deck, you can maybe live without Laser. So I could do something like this, which is kind of like an Alicia style, no Laser, heavy War Factory build. This is the kind of deck where if you lose tempo, you get knocked out of the map completely. Tick Tanks aren't great in that situation. Like, if you want to be maintaining tempo, you need Scorpions instead of Ticks, because Ticks have to burrow and Scorpions are much more mobile. So it's a lot easier to lose tempo with a Tick Tank and then just never come. Like, this deck exacerbates the issue of the normal War Factory no Laser deck, where if you lose tempo, you're even further behind. With Tick Tank, it's just so much worse. So I don't think this is what I want to do. I think I'll probably want to play Rifles instead of Wheels and put in Laser. This deck is just, the problem with this deck is it's just not very strong. Like, it's just kind of weak. It still has big problems with Mutants and Grens, because Chem Buggy's not great at 1v1ing them, and Rifles are kind of useless against them. They don't kill them very quickly. So one thing we could do is play a Buggy instead of the tank. Sorry, instead of the Bikes. This doesn't help that much with Mutant and Gren is the issue. But once you have the Buggy as an opening unit, you can then play Flamer, because you don't need a 10 cost opener anymore because you're opening Buggy, and then you still have the ability to go fast Tick Tank. So I think this makes the most sense. However, playing Buggy and Chuggy is super weird. Like, Buggy, Chuggy, and Flamer is very unusual. So we could just take out the Chuggy entirely and just not play a Chem unit. Or we could replace the Flamer with Chem Warrior and do something like this. Then if we put in Rifle, which is a good filler unit for this deck, we're basically just playing the Huck deck, right? Like, that is literally... I actually don't have the Huck deck loaded at the moment. But this is basically the Huck deck. He said he plays Scorpion. So you can see how, like, Huck gets to that deck. Because, like, as I was working through how do I build a deck with Jade and Tank, I've ended up with this. We don't have to play the Rifleman, though. We could play something else. I think the Chems simply are there because of the Jade. What should we play in our last unit? I do think this is a good core. I mean, it's obviously a good core deck. I'd like to have played the Chuggy instead of the Buggy, but then the whole deck changes quite dramatically. We could do that, though. We could go Chuggy instead of Buggy, put in Rifleman, put in the Bikes, and just hope we don't run into Mutants or Grens. Maybe that's a more... I'll do this just because we've all seen the Huck deck for many, many games. Like, we've seen the Huck deck I've played a lot of. I suspect I've uploaded multiple videos of it. I think I did like an entire climb to Tib with it, so I've played that deck a lot. So I'll do this one instead. I think this is probably worse. But this is what we'll do. Alright, so let's start. I think we'll probably just alternate playing the two decks, and I'll start with Mammoth Tank.
Establishing battle. 3, 2, 1. New objective.
Alright, we're up against Solomon, which is not great for Mammoth Tank. I think my goal is going to be to attempt to win a missile. I want to try, yeah, my goal is to win a missile without going double harvester. Getting jump jet rush with dog opening is obviously super awkward. I can't move the harvester away because I have to save up to 80 to fight these jump jets. So I have to just harvest, even though obviously it's gonna cost me the harvester. Like, I'm not in a position, like, it'll take me too long to switch into what are they called? It'll take me too long to switch into snipers if I'm not harvesting. So I just have to let him have it. Like, it's the way it goes. Sometimes you get rushed and the rush is successful. That's life. Now that I've got snipers, he's not going to get the second harvester, so it's whatever. And then we'll just make a pitbull, because that's a good follow-up to snipers. So obviously he did kill a harvester, but it's just not a big deal. I don't know how many times I've talked about this, but if you get rushed and your opponent kills your harvester, pretty much all they get out of it is the ability to build their own harvester. It's not quite that bad, like, they're a little bit further ahead than that, and they get some stall, although I'm happy to have stall, so that doesn't really work in his favor. But yeah, like, it's close to the same amount of Tiberium as if you just built a harvester yourself. He appears to be going for the halve again, and he's built a second harvester. I'm not going to let him have this one, because if he's going double harvester, or I'm going to try and stop him anyway. Yeah, if he's going double harvester, then that means he's got tech units, so a harvester kill here would be a pretty big deal for him. I should probably be making my second harvester around about now. That's what I'm going to do. I am happy to try and prevent him. At this point, like, if he gets the harvester now, he's losing, like, several units doing it. So I don't think he's even really making a like, good tib on it. Like, it's a pretty bad exchange at this point. He's lost so much trying to get this harvester the second time. Honestly, the first harvester, he used, like, 2 jump jets and a missile, so it cost him, like, 100 to get the first harvester. But obviously, there's like, some tempo involved in that as well. I might just win here. Like, it actually looks pretty likely that we're just going to win the game before either of us makes tech units. So that's cool, I guess. Yeah, that kind of looks like that's what's going to happen. It's a shame we're not going to get to see Mammoth Tank. I do have the money for it. Like, you can see that he killed a harvester at the start of the game, and I have a Mammoth Tank before his first tech unit. So, once again, if you need proof that a rush is not good, I'm sitting on like 320 tib. He hasn't even made his first tech unit yet. Rushing, not great. Did he have tech? That's actually an excellent question. I didn't check that he had any tech units. I just assumed that he did because he made 2 harvesters. But there is always a chance he just didn't. Oh, actually, he was meant to open with Buggy. Oh, no, wait, we changed our deck, didn't we? We're playing the Chem Buggy one now. Sure, so we are opening Rifleman. This makes a fast Tick Tank harder to do. And that is kind of one of the best things you can do with Tick Tank. Because if you make a Tick Tank as just like your second unit, your opponent probably can't block it from getting to the pads. And it's just really hard to kill a Tick Tank. So yeah, just making Tick Tank as your second unit is very good. Let's see if he's got another... He's going to tech switch into anti-infantry in a second. I want to find out what it is. I assume it... Well, yeah, there it is. Shock. I just want to make sure. Like, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they make, like, a Razorback, and I don't want to be making a Chuggy if he's going Razorback. But obviously, like, it's most likely going to be an infantry unit. Pipple's not great at killing Chuggy. Like, it's pretty slow at killing Chuggy, and it's not very good at getting through lasers. These jump jets have no chance of living long enough. Yeah, there's just no way. Like, he's blocking me out on the bottom, which is, I guess, fair enough, but there's no way the jump jets live, so it's kind of pointless. Like, you have to have a plan that actually can win the missile. Simply blocking your opponent if you don't have a plan to win other pads is not good. Obviously, if you have, like, a thing that can hold out long enough on a pad, then, yeah, blocking is great. Or if you have a thing that's going to win a matchup on a pad, then, yeah, blocking is great. But when you're blocking your opponent off one pad, you have no way to clear either of the other pads, kind of a waste of time. You should really just be focusing on doing something relevant with your time. Alright, there's an Orca. Orca, not that good against Tick Tank. Like, it's okay, obviously, because it shoots Tick Tank for quite a lot of damage and doesn't get shot back. But it's never gonna... It takes forever to kill a Tick Tank. Oh, he's just going for the Harvester. Yeah, that was silly of me. It was foolish of me to think that he'd be interested in anything other than the Harvester. That's my bad. You'll see here why... Oh, is he gonna shoot the bikes? No, he's just gonna lose his Chuggy. Alright. Or Orca, sorry. I'm moving the Harvester onto the pad because I have so much money. Like, he spent most of his money fighting my Harvester instead of my units, so I haven't really had to spend any money, so I just have all this spare cash, so I'm just gonna put the Harvester on the pad as a pad holder. Alright, cool.
Enemy base destroyed.
3, 2, 1. New objective available.
I believe this is, yeah, it's my sniper deck, so we're opening dogs.
Unit ready.
I think putting the Harvester on this tile makes sense because you might want to pull it onto the Tiberium, and having it one tile away is obviously ideal. But this is an interesting thing you can do. You don't see people do it that often, but actually 2 rifles will beat a dog or a wheel. So sometimes if you open rifle into dog or wheel, it can be okay to just make a second rifle and fight the dog/wheel.
Building online.
Especially if you want to, like, push your opponent into making a second dog/wheel. I have to go check if that's a second Harvester. I'm pretty sure it is. No, it isn't. Interesting. I guess because he went Rifleman first. Now this Rhino is pretty good against me. We have to make a pit bull to block for my snipers.
Unit lost.
Pit bull, how exciting.
Unit ready.
So we're gonna kill off the missiles and then we'll send a pit bull top to deal with the Rhino. I don't know if I have time. Like if he puts something on his back pad, like if he pulled his half here, we'd lose the missile for sure. I'll put the snipers on the back. As you can see, snipers had to tank for half a second, so we've lost 1.5 models. Classic snipers. He should really be making another missile trooper here. This pit bull is not a great choice. I assume it's going to attack my harvester.
Launched.
Hey, what a surprise. Sending another pit bull there? No, he isn't. Okay. Oh my god, this pit bull's still alive. What a beast. What a tank. Two-man sniper squad, obviously much worse than a three-man sniper squad. The loss in DPS is absolutely ridiculous. Like, it already takes 3 volleys to kill a missile trooper. Once you're down to 2 guys, what are we looking at? It's 2.
Unit lost.
Now we're down to 1 guy, so it's utterly worthless. Yeah, I mean, snipers, this is one of the biggest problems with snipers. As soon as you lose 1 sniper, the whole squad is, like, completely worthless. And obviously, like, if you consider how low hit point snipers are, and then think, actually, if you lose 1/3 of those hit points, your unit is useless. Sniper's effective hit points is like 0. Because as soon as you lose 1 sniper, the squad sucks. So yeah, their effective hit points is absolutely appalling. And also you can just attack them with like bikes. Not so much pitbull, but you can attack them with bikes and they'll die pretty quickly to bikes, which is a huge beating. Because blocking out bikes from getting to your sniper, that's real tough. Yeah, there you go. Once again, we've lost a model and the sniper squad is worthless. I should have probably built second harvester after winning the first missile, but I was busy talking about my snipers and I got distracted and forgot to do it. So we're not going to mammoth tank this game, but it doesn't matter because our opponent's deck has nothing that can beat Pitbull.
Launched.
My guess is he has some tech unit in the slot that would normally kill Pitbull.
Establishing battlefield control.
Broken iPad, or maybe his name is Broken L-Pad. I'm guessing it's iPad, but who knows? Could be Broken L-Pad. Yeah, we have to open Rifleman because we are playing the Chuggy version.
Unit ready.
Broken L-Pad. Alright, let's got some rifles. Congrats, my guy. I think I want to stall because I've got Chuggy deck. There is like a specific timing with Chuggy where against Rifleman you can set it up so that you can switch into the Chuggy. And it's very hard for your opponent to respond in time, like you clean up all of their rifles and then win the missile, but I'm not 100% sure exactly when it is. I know that if you fully charge, it's too fast. Like if you just fully charge the missile, then the Chuggy does not come out at the right time.
Love you too,
It's like a little slow. But now we're 38 seconds, we're definitely getting... Alright, he's tech switched first. Generally speaking, you don't want to tech switch first. Like, because he switches into drone swarm and then I can switch into bikes and counter his drone swarm. So generally speaking, it's best to not switch first. Because then your opponent gets to counter you. But if you're like Suzaku APC, for example, then you know that against nods, 9 times out of 10 you want to be air tower. So it's like switching into the drone swarm isn't really that big a deal because you know you want to be doing it anyway. Let's send off these rifles to die because I don't really want them. I will preserve my other units, however. In my air tower is a Banshee. Oh, that's going to be great. Let's get a Banshee. Let's move this back. I don't want to lose these bikes. There's no reason to. Alright. So we lost like 2 bike squadrons and we suicided the rifleman into that Orca. That is not a big loss. Like a couple of bike squadrons is not a big loss for killing a Orca. This Chuggy is obviously super low and it's not going to survive long, so we're going to get rifles instead. I don't want to just make another Chuggy and drive it into missiles. I think that's kind of bad. I'd much rather use the rifleman who actually designed for the job. Alright, use the Banshee to hold off these drone swarms. And then we'll get a Tic Tank for the pit bulls. Tic Tank also, I'm pretty sure, just straight up 1v1s missile troopers. Once it's burrowed, it can definitely absorb the Borka shots, that's not a problem. And we'll Jade Missile this missile trooper because he can't move it in time. Alright, that should just be game over. Alright, GG. It's really hard to kill a tick tank with walkers. Like, it takes so many volleys. As long as you don't get all the other stuff blown up at the same time.
3, 2, 1. New objective received.
BBB. This time I'll try and actually make a mammoth tank. Like, we'll see what we can do. Why am I being sent keys? For content purposes, my dude. They want people to make content for their game. Not super hyped about having a 2v2 here. I think given that the dogs are good blockers, I'll just keep them around for the snipers.
Building online.
Do I know the devs? No, I just got put onto their list somehow.
Ready.
And now they send me keys. It's great. And the developer it's Hooded Horse, and they make a lot of their games are great. I've been like they sent me the Against the Storm key, which is an absolute banger. That game's super fucking good. Oh my god, Against the Storm is so good. All right, we're going double half because the opponent went double half. I assume he's gonna make air units, probably Orca. Let's just check if he has an air tower. No air tower yet. Interesting. Unfortunately, my free units cannot pressure his halves because it's dogs and snipers. So all I can do is stare at him. I could make a unit to pressure the halves, but it kind of looks like he's just waiting. I think I will. I want to force him to do something. Like, it looks like he's just waiting for his first tech unit, which is annoying, but... Look how much damage I'm doing to the half. Snipers are eventually going to kill it. But we'll bring this Pitbull into hell. What's he going to make? Titan? That's kind of scary. If I can get this half kill, it should power out my Mammoth. Yeah, it did. The thing is, Titan beats Mammoth, not 1v1, but, ow. Not 1v1, but it does beat it on cost. Because you can make, like, 2 Titans per Mammoth. Nice. Fucking got him! That's why I built Missile Troopers, because I don't want to be fighting Titans with my Mammoth tank. I need to kill Harvesters. Actually, I don't, because I've won the game anyway. But, theoretically, if the game went on, I would need to kill Harvesters, because then I could make more Mammoth tanks, and he can make Titans. And Mammoth tank can easily 1v1 a Titan. Alright, see ya, BBB.
You are victorious.
3, 2, 1. New objective
Justice Boy. I feel like I've played this guy many times.
building online. Unit ready. Let's go.
Hades 2 is the #1 wishlisted. That makes sense. I didn't really... Hades is not my kind of game, but yeah, it's obviously super good. I played it a little bit and I was like, I can see the quality of this game. It just isn't... It's not my kind of game. Like, I just don't enjoy that style of game that much. But you can tell it's a very good game. I wish I had Suzaku around still to remind me how to play the early game. Suzaku was like the best player in the world at the early game, in my opinion. Like the opening unit matchups, he was so good at that. Alright, we want to keep these lasers alive. Chuggy, why do you go the wrong way? Why can't you just go the correct way and then everything's great? Okay, this went real bad. Now my Chuggy's taken an absolute beating for no reason. What I actually need to do is lose these lasers. Like, these shitty two and one man lasers are a big problem. Oh, I should have just made a tank here. This was a misplay. I should definitely have just made a tank here. Alright, we still win easy, it looks like. With easy. Chuggy too strong. Imagine how easy it would have been if I had a tank instead of a Chuggy. Well, instead of one of these laser troops. Would have absolutely smashed it. If he's going to go after the halve, I'll send our tank after it. Like, the Raider is not as good on Tick Tank, obviously, because it dies a lot quicker. But it does have Raider, so... Plus, if my opponent's not going to shoot back, who cares? I'll borrow it in case he tries to shoot it. Nope. This guy really wants to attack my Harvester. Oh, the Harvester's not harvesting. Weird. I guess it must have got blocked when it was trying to move tile.
Unit offline.
Tick tank can send it down. This guy hasn't shown us anything that can possibly beat a tick tank, so I'm just gonna keep making tick tanks.
Catalyst missile incoming.
Alright. This seems like a very over game. GG, Justice Boy. Tick tank OP.
Objective complete.
Establishing battlefield control.
Ah, Justice Boy again. I don't think he was playing Solomon last time. He was playing Nod, wasn't he? Because he just had bikes and he made loads of bikes.
New objective
I
available.
should probably go Dog before Harvester in case I get Jump Jet rushed again.
Unit ready.
But it looks like it's not a problem.
Unit ready.
People looking for action. People over. People pedal.
I'm happy to do some Pitbull mirroring. Come on, man, let's go. 1v1 me.
My bike bigger than my bar.
I'll make another Pitbull.
People ready to. People ready. People in the blast them. People in the dog blast. All right, let's do this.
So far ahead in the Pitbull mirror. He's gonna have to tech switch. He's probably gonna make laser next or missile. Yeah, what a surprise.
Building online.
People ready for anything. People here, what up?
Unit ready.
Blast. People in the dog.
I'll let the dogs absorb damage for now whilst the snipers get here. I don't really want the dog squad anymore anyway, so.
Unit lost.
I think we're just gonna replace it with a Pitbull.
Unit lost.
We know there's missiles down here, so we'll send the sniper down. The missile's moving up, so we'll move the snipers up. Keep the Pitbulls nearby for the dogs.
Unit lost.
Yeah, and once again,
Unit missile launched.
my snipers were attacked by like a one-man dog squad for 2 seconds, so now they're a worthless unit. I mean, you win the missile, so it's not like the worst thing ever, but it is frustrating how useless snipers become so quickly as well. Was he just sending every single Pitbull he had to my Harvester? Is that what just happened? It kind of looked like it. Yep, that is what he's doing. Okay, I think Justice Boy has not learnt
Harvester ready.
how to resist the Harvester lust. The siren call. Every Rivals player at some point in their career must learn to resist the siren call of the Harvester if they want to get good. I'm gonna send this guy into the Orca. Oh, never mind.
Unit ready.
I am pot capped on these low hit point Pitbulls, which are all gonna die, so we're definitely gonna lose this missile. We did also go second half, so you know, not really expecting to win the missile.
Unit lost. Unit ready.
Making sacrifices for you, chat, so you get to see Mammoth tank. Because obviously, like, making the second Harvester is basically auto lose the missile.
Received.
And then everything to the halves.
Unit
You know it.
enhanced.
This guy gets it. This guy's good at Rivals. I don't really want to make a sniper. I want to just wait for the Mammoth tank. He has iron cannon actually. That's pretty problematic.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Warning. Enemy
Yeah.
ion cannon activated. Unit ready. Unit ready.
Squad here, sir. Mammoth tank prime. Squad lock. Erasing target. Mammoth in deep trouble. We need gunner pound them. It's a crashing enemy. Moving.
Unit ready.
Gunner pound them.
Gonna lose my Mammoth tank here. That's sad.
Unit
Alright, now we're gonna have to just go back to playing the game.
Unit
Just gonna have to go back to playing the game normally. Although it looks like opponent is not on the pads. Well, it's gonna be close. No, it's just not on the pads. Almost through that game by going for the Mammoth tank, but fortunately did not.
Mission accomplished.
3, 2, 1. New objective received. Harvester
The
ready.
real Brian. Oh my god. No fakers here.
No stopping.
What do we think the real Brian is doing? Buggy? No, double halve it looks like.
Unit ready.
Alright then.
GDR. We're ready to serve. Militia advancing.
I don't know if he saw my rifles. He probably did. We'll find out pretty soon based on what his first unit is. Looks like maybe he did.
Let's go. What's needed?
Building online.
Maybe not.
We're ready to serve. Militia here.
Interesting he went laser drone against my rifles. Like, I have 2 rifles, he made a rifle, and then he's like, ah, rifles, I'll make laser drone. That was his response. He's like, ah, I see, there are rifles here. What should I make to counter rifle? Laser drone. I guess I'll just make Banshee, that's what it exists for, right? Did you try to pop cap me? Kinda looks like it, doesn't it? Slightly problematic. Where's that flame tank going? Is it going for my base? No, it is going for the pad. Alright, fair enough. Going for my base would have been a baller move, though. Alright, Brian. Have we learned any valuable lessons today? I'm guessing no. I don't think it was a reaction. He would have made laser drones no matter what. Surely if I had air units, he wouldn't have made laser drones. Like, if he'd made rifle and seen laser drone, laser drone, laser drone, he wouldn't have made laser drones. But then who knows? Maybe if I had a Banshees, he wouldn't have made laser drones.
3, 2, 1. New objective.
Alright.
received.
I don't think I'm gonna throw the game to try and get Mammoth this time. We've done some Mammothing.
Unit ready.
Probably not enough to satiate the YouTube masses who love Mammoth, but if we can one-half Mammoth, I'll definitely do that. That is a tricky one to pull off, though.
Unit ready.
You have to be, like, really smashing your opponent to get one-half Mammoth. See if I can absorb the shot with my dogs. Nice, I did. Didn't get much out of it, though. I only got 1 shot on the bikes.
Unit ready.
I did only take 1 bike missile in return there, though, so that was quite good. Generally speaking, with bike versus pitbull, once you get to 2 pitbulls and you're, like, one-shotting a bike model, that's when the matchup swings heavily in your favor. Like, I've killed 2 bike squadrons for 1 pitbull there, basically. I could have gone Orca, but this money to save for Orca is a lot. So I just went for missiles instead. I think it makes more sense first missile to just make missile troopers. I'm going to make a second missile, but I'm not sure about this, because, like, if he makes Flamer here, which is pretty likely. Yeah, there they are. Then I'm going to need snipers. Alright, it's fine. We're just going to win the missile. Yeah, I guess we'll sniper. Didn't manage to click on that guy in time, and now they're going to die. Sad. Tank is very good against sniper decks, so actually it might make sense to try and go double half Mammoth here. Because obviously the sniper deck, you need to block with pitbulls a lot of the time. Like, missiles don't live long enough against flamers, so you have to block with pitbulls. And then tanks kill pitbulls really quickly. So, yeah, sniper deck. Tank is traditionally one of the better units against a sniper deck.
Unit lost. Unit lost. Unit ready.
You can see how much I'm pushed back just by the existence of the tank. No, there's 2 of them. Let's give an Orca. That's why Orca's in the deck, pretty much, for a situation like this.
Unit ready. Unit enhanced.
I think we're just going to win the game here. Does mean we're not going to see Mammoth tank, unfortunately, but
Unit lost.
a win's a win.
Unit lost. Warhead launch.
Yay. We're not that far from Mammoth tank, only like 200 Tiberium.
Enemy base destroyed.
Control. 3, 2, 1. New objective available.
I am not even going to attempt it. Or maybe I am. Duma? I don't even know, man. Here we go. Rifleman to the fore. Oh, enemy rifleman. Avert. Avert your gaze.
Unit ready.
I'm happy to chill. Like I said before. Oh no, that wasn't a stupid move.
A miscalculation.
I'll get a 3rd rifleman because I fucked up there. We'll try and push in. This went not great, honestly. I could switch to Chuggy, and I'm going to. Generally, text switching first is bad, as I said before, but we lost the rifle war. I fucked up with that rifle and moved it in, and now we've lost the rifle war. So, what are you gonna do? I would really prefer not to fight against a Giga Cannon, to be perfectly honest with you.
Lasers charged. Lasers as he
Unit ready.
Hello, flamers and militants. Spicy. I don't think the Giga Cannon's that good against Tic Tank, but obviously, like, Tic Tank wants to stand still, and Giga Cannon has 2 range, so it's not a great spot to be in. I don't really think I can Jade Missile Giga Cannon either. I'll give it a go, though. Hey, I didn't. I was right, I couldn't Jade Missile it. It was too fast. We might be able to hunt it down here, but after losing the missile, it's kind of, you know, not that exciting. See if we can get this one. Didn't even get a shot. Holy crap. This is going to be a tough matchup for sure. Like, Giga Cannon is just very good against my deck.
Unit ready.
Alright, nice.
Unit ready. Catalyst missile incoming.
Pretty good cat missile there.
Unit ready. Missile launched.
These flamers are just very, like, tanky, to be honest. Like, it takes a long time now for Chuggy to kill Flamer. Because you just don't get that cloud. So, as long as the flamers run away from you, which he's consistently doing, you can't just duck in and get good damage. You have to really stand next to the thing to get good damage. As you might have noticed, I haven't really made another Tic Tank. Tic Tank just doesn't feel like it's going to help me much in this matchup. If I got the initiative, like if I had the tempo, then the Tic Tank could be good. I'm going to try and go in and leave a cloud on this, and then Jade Missile. I'm just going to do this, actually. Hello. There's fucking loads of stuff. It wasn't even that good, though. Like, all I really killed was the Giga Cannon itself. He just killed my, yeah, he just killed my Chuggy with Flamers. That's what feels bad. There's obviously going to be more. Oh, it's a Giga Cannon. I thought he was going to bring in more Flamers. GG. Jade OP giving outs since, what, 2018? Feels good, man.
Mission accomplished.
Alright, there we go. 10 games, 10 bounties complete, 10 wins. No, 5 bounties complete. Alright, feels good. Hope you guys enjoyed the bounty decks and a little bit of deck building discussion. And I will see you all next time.